How cruel, how heartless, how brutal do you have to be to stop a young girl from going to school and a young woman from attending university? But that's exactly what has happened in Afghanistan. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo story, and our focus today is on the horror that is unfolding in Afghanistan, where women are now being officially barred from universities and colleges. There has been an outcry, and in many instances, male students have walked out to show solidarity with the women. But for all those who speculated on whether the new Taliban would be like the old Taliban, this move has shut up everybody decisively. The question now is whether the world will just sit back and watch from the sidelines as women in Afghanistan are denied an education. What was the point of the American intervention at all? What was the point of the so called war on terror? What was the point of any global intervention if it all had to end exactly like this? What can the world do? What should the world do? How should India be responding at this point? The scenes are truly heartbreaking. Women collapsing in tears as they're being forced out of their classrooms. Let's go across today to one of the most vocal advocates for women's rights in Afghanistan, Mahbouba Seraj. She's been outspoken in and outside of Afghanistan and has not minced her words in saying that the world has betrayed Afghanistan. But today, Mehbooba, must be an especially painful day for you as you see young women weeping as they're pushed out of the classroom, pushed out of colleges. Your thoughts today, I can't even imagine what you're feeling.
Thank you for having me on your show again. It's the way I look at things, looking at the faces of each one of these women and thinking about, what they are feeling right now. My thoughts are really going not only for now, but for Afghanistan in another 5 years, Afghanistan in another 10 years, Afghanistan actually another 2 years. The way things are going in that country, it is so, so horrible. It is going to change the way, as people, the way we are. It's going to change our basis. It's going to change our make. Because that's the idea. The idea is to actually create a generation of people that they are only thinking of what they have been told and nothing else, and actually targeting the woman. They have been extremely clever, because women are the ones that they are running the families. They are the ones that they are bearing children. They are the ones that they are changing societies. So if you do something to them, that means you have done something to a country. And the
So
way
it's
we
about
approach,
it's about controlling the minds of these women.
absolutely. And I want the world to know that this is not, they should not take it like for just, Taliban just close the universities. No, that's not what it is. Taliban did not just close the universities. Taliban actually closed the hearts and minds of Afghanistan. That's what
Yeah.
they did. That's what the
I,
Taliban.
and you've been in touch with all of these women. What are they all saying to you? What are some of the accounts that are coming in from Afghanistan?
Well, the only thing is that unfortunately, with the ladies in Afghanistan, I haven't been talking, about this, because they're all in absolutely shock, and so am I. So, and besides, I really don't want to be doing something that will put their lives in any kind of a danger, because although right now it's a time that as the saying goes, the waters have passed over our heads, and and
Yeah.
and and right now we really, I don't think any one of those young girls, they really care about whether they're going to be staying alive. Neither would I, to tell you the honest truth. But I am away. But I am going to go back to Afghanistan, and this is not a fight that is going to end up now, or is going to end up in the next 2 3 days. The world should be aware of that. This is something that is going to last for as long as we can. We are alive, and we are going to change it. This is not a joke. This is not something that the men of the world are just doing to the women of the world. And the women of the world happens to be the Afghan women, that they're being used as a means to change the way the world's politics works. And by wanting to change that, they are putting pressure and killing the women of Afghanistan. This is
So
not,
you're planning to go back?
of course, definitely, inshallah. Yes.
Let me ask you this, the world's reaction. You know, you've often spoken about how the world abandoned Afghanistan. Today, the world has condemned what's happened, but is that enough?
What do you mean condemned? That's the part of the condemned I don't understand. You know, it's like I don't get that. I'm so sorry. I really don't. What do you do? What does the world do with just condemning? So you condemn the Taliban. Very well. You said that we are very unhappy. They're going to make it harder on us. And they're going to, I'm sure they're going to start killing some of the women in one of the, the squares of some of the cities in Kabul, or maybe in Kabul. Then what the world is going to do is going to still say they condemn, and that's it. I mean, don't the world should not tell me that they don't have any way, any phrases, any action, anything to do or talk to the Taliban about to make them change their mind or put some kind of a pressure on them. I don't believe this. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I don't know
I
whether you believe it or not. I don't think the world believes it either.
No, I agree with you. I think this is just lip service.
Exactly. So lip service in a situation like this is just not working. And it shouldn't be. Because it's too late right now. Right now, with what they did, was the last straw. This was the last. I mean, what else can you do? What else can they do? They cannot. They made Afghanistan a prison, and the women are in that prison, for God's sakes. It's like,
What would you want? What kind of action do you think world leaders should be taking at this point?
well, the world leaders, actually, the ones that I'm talking about, are the ones that they brought this. They made this thing possible in the first place. They should sit down one more time with the Taliban and with the most serious way of, there are many things that they can do right now, to stop all of this. There are I I don't want to go through all of the details right now, but there are many things that they can do as far as politics are concerned. Still they can do that. They should do it. Now is the time to do it so that these people can change their mind. Because I don't think, believe it or not, I don't believe all the Taliban are for this. I really don't believe that. I
Mm.
think the decision is up to just a few people. So the world has a chance, still has a chance that can change it without
What do you
having
what do you what do you think
war.
India should be doing at this point?
Oh my gosh, you just mentioned India. You don't. I am so glad that when you called, and although it's a bit early in the morning and I wanted to talk to you because I really appreciated the fact that India got interested again, and I was invited by the Indian Council in New York to talk in the Security Council also. So that means that India is getting back into the whole picture. It's very important. They are our important neighbor, a bit far, but not really that far. They are still a neighbor. So it's extremely important that they should really talk to the Taliban. They are the new voice. Maybe the Taliban will listen to them. Maybe they can play a much bigger role than they think. Maybe they can really do that. So why don't they?
As a woman and an Afghan, what do you feel today? I mean, I know it's a kind of strange question because it's so overwhelming what's happening, but how do you feel?
I feel the anger, the frustration, the hopelessness, the the pain in my heart so much. I honestly cannot explain it to you. Honestly. I've kind of for the year and the 6 months that we all have been fighting this. I'm like exhausted, exhausted. And that's why maybe I am in the States right now that I should have been in Kabul, really. I'm very worried. But I am in the States right now because of that exhaustion. I could not go on for one more day in Kabul without coming
Yeah.
to see my family and get some kind of a recharge because it's just drained me completely. And can you imagine if I'm feeling this drained? What about those girls? They must be
Yeah.
feeling so awful. Their tears must have dried now. I cannot say the pain in their hearts must be so absolutely awful. I just put myself in their place when I was that young and think that if that right was taken away from me, oh dear God, what would have happened?
Yeah, I was reading somewhere that the daughters of some of these Taliban politicians actually study in the Gulf countries while they're denying the people who stay behind in education. Is that true?
Yes, of course. Yes. My dear, that's the injustices of the world, and you know that. You know how it goes. At the
So
same
they
time,
send, so they're securing the future of their own daughters,
oh
but
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
allowing.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. But not allowing the rest of Afghanistan to yeah. No, no, no. That's exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. I mean,
Do you feel the Afghan women can fight this? Can they
y-
fight it?
we've been fighting it. That's the whole thing. I want the world to know that what do they think we've been doing all of this time? How do they think that this whole thing, it's been awful in all of us. Some of these girls, honestly, I promise you, they have this fight. They're fighting it with empty stomachs because there is no money in Afghanistan either. Right now, there is no money, there is no food, there is no life for a lot of these students. Believe me, I know that because I am directly involved with them. When they cannot go to a lot of places to get money and help, they come to me privately. It is so bad, I cannot tell you. But they are still standing, but they are still fighting, and they have been fighting for the whole time since August 15, 2021. These girls have been fighting, the women of Afghanistan, and especially after the schools closed, which was March of 2020, 700 days before.
Yeah.
The
Which are the countries that are propping up the Taliban?
countries that they are with the Taliban, they're
That are
propping them up.
protecting and propping up the Taliban.
Well, I think some of them. They are in our neighborhood, and definitely. And then,
You mean
and then,
Pakistan? Do you mean Pakistan?
yeah, yeah, of course. But right now things are not really very good between Pakistan and the Taliban either, which is another irony.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they have been.
Do you feel abandoned?
I feel, yeah, yeah. Of course, I feel abandoned because on any time when I want to talk to somebody, one of their leaders, the leader of the some leaders of the West, they are extremely understanding, and they are actually most of them are like that. They really are, but some are not. And some keep on telling me, well, what do you think we should do? What are you asking us to do? What are we supposed to be doing? And I'm like, dear God, you put us where we are. Why are you asking me? You should know what to do. Is this some kind of a, this is insulting to my intelligence. If somebody that I know put me in there, and then they are turning around and they're saying, well, tell me what to do. What can we do? I really, I don't know what to say. I swear. I just become like, that is the one of the things that silences me. I'm like, oh dear God, you know, the
Yeah.
the the audacity of this. Can you imagine? Somebody telling me, you put me in there, you knew exactly what it was. You knew it so much better than I did. And the women of Afghanistan did. But then
Yeah.
again, you put us there. And then now you're turning around and you tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. You should be doing something. And I'm like, really?
Let me ask you this in the end. You're absolutely right. This crisis has been created by outside, marauders, invaders, external powers, and now they're shrugging their shoulders and saying, "What can we do?" So, where do you and the women derive any sense of hope? Is there any hope left, or is hope dead?
No, you see, it cannot be. The hope cannot be dead because then there is you. You want to talk to me. Why do you want to talk to me? You are hope. You really are. And you don't know how much I appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And like you, there are some other hopes in this world that they really want to continue doing this. and talking to the women of Afghanistan and talking about this and making sure that something is being done. And what I really want from the world right now is from all of you women to stand with us. I mean, don't forget about your power. I swear. If look at what they're doing to us. And please don't close your eyes. Don't close your hearts and don't close your conscience. Because if you do that, that will take away from humanity, and I promise you that. If you do that, that will take away from humanity, your humanity. And I don't think any one of you women in the world can live without that humanity.
I couldn't agree more, and I will continue to follow what happens to the women of Afghanistan. I know, it's been heartbreaking to watch those images, Mahbouba, but more power to you for being such a relentless champion. I hope that the world takes a cue from your passion, your anger, and indeed your heartbreak. Thank you, Mahbouba. We are with you in this fight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.